everybody, Randy Reviews It here. So today we're going to talk about this, the TISAS PX9 Gen 3. So I've been really wanting to make this video for a bit because I've been shooting this a lot lately since I've got it, and it's been awesome. Like, I'm starting this review. You guys might stop watching after this, but this gun has been completely blown me away with what you can have as a budget gun right now. So I have the Siley Optics Wolf Pro on here, very budget friendly option. Overall, this gun with tax and shipping, I think was like $313, and you might be able to get it even below that. So it's like, I think like $269, $289 MSRP, and then you add on those extra things and you're at that price tag. It's milled for an RMR. So we'll talk about the Siley in a later video, but overall this package that you see here is only about $450, $475, and you have a gun with a red dot on it. Yeah, so let's talk about its features. So first things first, it's got blacked out rear sight with a fiber optic front. Very, very awesome. Comes with the extra fiber optic stuff. It comes, like I said, cut for an RMR, so you don't need a plate, but it's RMR. So if you have anything other than an RMR, you're going to have to get one of those conversion plates, things like that. Takedown is similar to like a SIG where you just flip the panel. The grip gets a little interesting. So it's got different back straps it comes with, different side straps, like on the HK VP9s and things like that. Really good texture. Let's get to the thing that is gonna blow people away if they ever pick this gun up and just mess around with it, try it, that sort of thing. This trigger, I'm saying it, is better than a base Walther PDP trigger. It is. It's better trigger. It's better than my Zev trigger. This trigger is so absurd. Everyone I've showed it to was just like, what is going on with this? Like, what did TISAS do to get this trigger into a budget gun like this? Because it's a flat trigger, and let's just show you. So there's a little take up, just that right there, and then it just breaks. There's no over travel. It just lays flat. It doesn't pull that far to the back, which there's another gun that I'm reviewing soon that I'm comparing this to a little bit because they're in that budget category. And overall, this has one of the best triggers that, I think I'll say it, I think it has the best trigger on any striker fired gun that I've felt. I haven't felt the Walther PDP Pro trigger, that flat one that's out. So that's probably up there, that takes the cake. But this comes in at little over 3.5 pound trigger pull. It breaks awesome. There's no over travel. Let's do the reset. So it's a very light reset too. Like, it's not too much travel. This is a better trigger than my Zev. I'm saying that for sure. The Walther PDP, it's a better trigger than that, I think, too. Those two are neck and neck, but I think this pulls out a little bit ahead. The shape of it, the break, how it's flat. Yeah, really, really awesome trigger on this thing. Like, I can't say enough nice things. The other thing about this gun is you'll notice it's very, very smooth. Like, it's very light. So, like, I know, like, Smith & Wesson, I haven't felt one, but they have, like, those easy guns that are able for people that have, like, arthritic hands and things like that, where it's a little difficult for them to rack slides. This slide is very, very easy to rack. And, you know, we'll go into the takedown and look at the springs and stuff like that. But very, very impressed with this gun. There is one thing that I would say is a con that I've noticed, and I still need to maybe shoot more and try it more during this winter time. But I put out a YouTube short this morning, and essentially what had happened is I'd pull the trigger and there was a delay before the striker would go. And I think it, I don't know if it's the cold weather, if it's gun butter oil that I've been using on this, that is, maybe it's acting like a grease where it's slowing things down, making it a little sluggish, anything like that. That may have caused it. I haven't had any issues at the range with this. It's run reliably, it's accurate, especially with like the Wolf Pro. Everything's been awesome on it. I can't say enough good things about this pistol. I know I just did a review on the Stoeger STR9. I think the Stoeger, to compare those with where we're at with things, has a little bit lighter recoil impulse, but this has the overall better trigger and kind of better ergonomics. So it's kind of what you're going for. The Stoeger is, I believe it's a longer pistol. Let me see, I actually just have it here. So it's slightly longer, it looks like. They're probably, no, they're the same barrel length. I just wasn't lining them up correctly. So the Stoeger shoots a little bit softer. This has a little bit, like, notice the recoil impulse isn't that much different, but there's like some concussion that comes off of it. And Jared over at Guns and Gadgets shot this too when we were at the range together. He pointed that out as well, that like it was like louder sounding and you felt like more of that concussive blast when you shot it. Almost like, not quite like a ported gun or a comp gun or anything like that, but it was noticeably more than the Stoeger. So I don't know how that happens or how it works, but that's the only downside that I would say with this firearm is potentially the winter. Maybe it's my oil, maybe it's the gun, I'm not sure. If you're living in Alaska, maybe don't run out and buy one of these right now. But let's get into the breakdown and then we'll come back with the final conclusion. Hey everyone, so we're going to do the tabletop kind of breakdown. I wanted to add in what comes in the case because this gun comes with so many things. So let's just give you an overview. Comes with a little trigger lock here, and it has just kind of like a screw off key on there to protect it from kids and things like that. Comes with kind of like a minimalist holster here. So it's not the most ideal holster, but it looks like it works good. It's got a metal clip on it, very, positive retention on it. It locks in pretty tight on that thing. Yeah, so comes with 2 mags. Let's see if we can get that better in view here. So the mags are interesting too, because I haven't mentioned it yet, and I'm hoping that you're still watching the video, but these are actually SIG 226 mags that it takes. So they're 15 round mags. Why is that such a feature? Well, if you're like me and you go to gun shows or you go into some of these kind of local gun shops, sometimes they just have extra like mags around or like surplus mags. 226 mags are pretty easy to pick up. So big bonus there as far as making it that mag profile. And then, here you got the different widths for the side panels. So all in all, there's 3 total widths, small, medium, large. There's back straps here, small, medium, large. It comes with a tool and a screw because it also comes with a mag well. So just to kind of show you what it looks like with that mag well on it. Pretty wide funnel in there. Pretty easy to throw it in, and then the mags fit like that. So if you got like extended 226 mags too, some of those tack ones, it might be nice to get those, that sort of thing. Comes with a cleaning rod, brush. The other thing it came with that was really interesting is it comes with a sealing plate, depending on like what type of optic. Like I reviewed that SIG Romeo Pro, which wasn't pro at all. And some of those have the battery on the bottom, so you want this little plate in there to kind of seal it up so that there's no dirt, debris, potentially even, you know, fluids getting in there and messing up your optic. So that's really cool that they included that. And then you can see it came with green fiber optic installed on mine, but it also comes with red and green extras. So you could just put those in there, clip them to your size, and you're good to go. So a lot of goodies in this box for a very, very reasonable price. And I got the Siley Wolf Pro on it right now. Pretty good optic. Let's get into the takedown of this. So just like some of those SIGs or Springfields, you just flip that, pull the trigger, send it home. And it's got a guide rod that reminds me a lot of the way Springfield does it, with kind of that bigger back end. It's plastic up front here, so not a full metal guide rod, but definitely like a dual spring drum on here that reminds me a lot of the ways that Springfield's does their thing. You can see that striker channel. And this trigger, so with how soft that trigger is, you can see it's a little interesting on the back of this. Let's see if I can get that light in there. The mechanisms of it. So there's not a lot in there, and it definitely looks different than a base Glock. It's really got big chunky metal rails up here. On the back though, it feels like it's just plastic back there. So yeah, let's put this back together because I want to measure the trigger for you. I know I've measured it on a few things already. Yeah, I got the spring in there. Sorry about that. I measured it a few times already because I was blown away with where we were at. So we got this in there. I got my little analog gauge in here. Or pulling. Ooh, that one came in high, 5. That seems wrong. Maybe I messed this up. I got to get a system like Glocktopus. Oh yeah, there we go. 3.5 pounds. So that's what I've been getting when I've been showing this off to people. And, you know, their gauges have gotten the same. So that first one might have just been a fluke on my behalf. Yeah, there we go. Another 3.5. So this thing is coming in at 3.5. I'll show you the reset. Little bit. There it goes. So it's not as tactile as you might want, but watch, break, done. It's 3.5 pounds. It's flat. It's great. Yeah. Overall, this trigger is something to rave about. So let's get into the conclusion of this video and wrap things up. One thing I did want to note, sorry about that, we're not wrapping up quite yet. I did this in the Stoker video, but I wanted to show you that the Surefire fits onto the TISAS when it didn't fit onto the Stoker. So you can put that full-size light on there. It not pops in. We don't have any issues. There's a little play, so I might, you know, I probably wanted to switch this as set to the Glock one that's a little thinner right now. I'd probably want to set that to the Picatinny on this X300U. So overall, it fits in there. The rail's good and usable. So let's finish up for real this time. All right, final conclusion on the TISAS PX9. So this gun, I've told a few people to run out and buy if they're looking for a budget gun. There's going to be no one that rips on you. Like we kind of saw in the breakdown part, everything it comes with so much in this case for under $300. It's ready to go. It's just such a good feeling gun, and it just shoots well, and it's like TISAS is blowing me away with stuff. I went to the 2 events. Their 1911s have a great reputation. You know, even Eli, you know, over at Alchemy said, like, you know, if you're on the budget end, get one, which he's very particular. He's an odd duck, if you get that reference. But He recommended TISAS. He probably hates me because I have a polymer gun right now. But overall, this gun, if you're getting into striker-fired guns, is a home run. Like, this thing is amazing. Like, really, really amazing for the price. I would expect this to be in an $800 price range. The way this trigger feels, the way it shoots, everything like that. Like American, I shouldn't say American companies, but other companies that like legacy companies need to reevaluate what they're doing, because when guns like this are coming out for under $300 and you're trying to sell me the same Glock for $650 and it's got no features on it that beat this thing, like, you're going to start losing market share. And I think TISAS knows what they're doing at this point. They've dialed it in. They got a lot of things right on this gun, and I can't say enough good things about it. I think the TISAS PX9 is probably the best budget gun there is out there right now. Like, in striker fired. I'll say that. Striker fired, you know, kind of like this 4-inch carry size. I'm sure someone will be like, well, what about this 6-inch, you know, TISAS 1911? Yeah, that probably shoots better than this, but that's a 1911. For this striker fired kind of thing, I think this is your king for anything under like $700. Like, this is such a good gun. If you haven't had a chance to check one out, it's very cheap to get into one of these. If you want to take that leap, if you can find a shop, there should be some that have these. I think it's like SDS Imports is technically who's doing this, and they're out of Knoxville, Tennessee. So shout out to them for showing up to events and getting things out there, making such an awesome gun. I bought this. They didn't sponsor me. I'm just that elated with how good something can be on the budget end, like that I have to throw out any gatekeeping or any arrogance at this point, because this is such an amazing gun. I can't say enough good things about it. Check it out. Try one if you can. I don't think you'll regret it. And if you do, leave me a comment, because I want to know why you regretted it, because I haven't found a reason really to regret this yet. So, all right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Take care.